Mick Stone in charge. Here's the kick-off with St George to receive. And it goes down to Burgess. And Burgess back towards the quarter. Jones was up there quickly. It's Jarvis. And St George right on their quarter line. Steve-O, how do you see it?
Well, I think North Sydney have to play very hard in the forwards. They realise that the weakness in the St George side is that the forwards haven't been playing as a unit. They left a lot of gaps down the middle, and I'm sure they've been working all week.
It's a good run. Kiss. MacArthur. Graham Murchie out with an injury this week, a real blow, but you may see Clayton Friend before the end of the action. Now it's Peter Cross losing the ball, but a penalty against the Saints. Ripping it away after Stone had called held. So North's probably with a slight breeze advantage in this first half. Get the first penalty of the day. Bella. North standing nice and deep for attack. Cannon, the switch, MacArthur, around Martin. Look at this, Conlon. Great run by Conlon. He'll still score if he can get to his feet. Selby there just to stop him, just in the nick of time. It looked like he was going to score for sure. Kiss. He lost it, and he's going to call a scrum.
Well, that was a try bomb there. Conlon did very well. It was a planned move. They switched it to the blind, then back inside.
With Guida. Great little run from Chris Guida. St George will be keen to match St George, North's up front. But it's players like Linane that can break it up. Conlon very confidently took that. Look at this. What a run by Conlon. Back over halfway. Stepping beautifully. Sets it up now. Kiss. He'll finish it. The cover comes across. They've still got it going. Conlon's ball loose. Picked up by Cannon. Cannon still going. Oh, another ball. Looked like he was going to give the pass to Lennon. North still firing. That's Martin. Bella. Graham. Sensational run by Paul Conlon. MacArthur. A great start by North, but they've got to score. Cannon. Graham. Inside, look out. That's Tate. No support. A metre short, Norths. Graham. And kicked into touch by Fafita. So the day saved by St George. That's twice North have looked like scoring.
Well, that's another bomb try by North Sydney, and really the missed tackle count by St George is piling up. They're up to 9 already, and that's not surprising.
With Casey on the charge, Conlon back there. And let's see what he does this time. Remember that last run. Brian Johnston up for the tackle very quickly. It's MacArthur out to Tate. Back to MacArthur. MacArthur has Lennon outside him. Back in field, MacArthur. Now looks for support. Lennon's out to his left. Good run. North keep it revving up. Teasdale's pass to Bella. That's Martin. Very confident movement of the ball, North. Bella again. Running onto the passes, standing deep in attack. It's a new look North side in the last month. Mark Graham. And look at that. Teasdale makes the error. Saints have got it to Chris Johns. I think they've been mightily relieved that they're not down at least 4 points. Now, can they turn it around? Linane saw them coming up. Away he goes up to halfway. Good play. Nice flick to Walford. Walford's got some toe. Now can he avoid them? He's got out of a couple. A pass. It's loose. And North have fallen on it on the line. What's his decision? No try. touched by Norths, in goal. But the chance was there for St George. Walford got through. Some poor attempts at tackle, one from Conlon.
Well, it wasn't even an attempt, Jim. It really was bad. Good dummy by Walford.
MacArthur jumped on him, or tried to. And at the death, O'Connor very nearly scored. Guida. Haddock. Setting it up. Selby! That's Johnston. They've had 4 tackles. They've got 10 metres to go. Linane again. This is the last tackle. Now what have they got up their sleeve? The playmaker had to play the ball. O'Connor, and knocked on by North, so it'll be a scrum with St George to feed.
This was a crafty kick here, and you'll see that Cannon gets the ball, but really Jarvis took him out of the play. It wasn't intentional. He thought he had taken the ball.
Haddock. Guida. It's Burgess. Linane could be the key man in this. Fafita. St George forwards hovering. And North's caught offside. Right in front of the posts. 67015. O'Connor hit the 100 mark last week. 110 points so far this season. And it's a dead duck, but it's over. He hit it with his ankle, I think, his instep. Cannon. It's Haddock with Walford. Good run by Walford. Got support. O'Connor. O'Connor stepping well. Condon couldn't get him. Just enough to upset his rhythm. Linane on the blind. That's Jarvis. Jarvis trying desperately to dispatch a pass. Guida. Teasdale tried to steal it, and he's going to be penalised. So another chance for O'Connor after further fine attack by St George that led up to that moment. You can see Teasdale in there ripping away. It's got through. Again, it wasn't a very convincing looking kick from O'Connor, but he's managed somehow to pilot both of them through the posts. MacArthur, Cannon, Casey with Cannon, Conlon now. Here's Kiss, Les Kiss flashing down there. Great run and beautiful cover by Perry Haddock. What a tackle. Classic tackle. Martin. Last tackle for the Bears. What finish have they got this time? It's Cannon on his own. There's no one there. Not a soul. And he kicks it towards Walford. And he says that wasn't a knock on. Must have been close. Play on. Back to Walford. He takes it cleanly this time. Walsh. Haddock. Linane. Another little skip back to Haddock. Guida. Now Johnston. That's Selby. Funnel. St George counter-attack. Last tackle. Haddock's kick. Out on the full. Jones. Good bust by Jones. He very nearly got away from them. Just recovered quickly enough, otherwise he was away. Graham, good ball. Conlon again in the line with Lennon. Look at this bloke go, but he couldn't get away from Johns and went into touch. Conlon slipped the pass well, but Johns was there.
Well, good linking by the fullback. He's done some good things in attack, some awful things in defence. A good cover defence there by Chris Johns.
Linane out to the centres. O'Connor and Burgess. Wolford now. Bit of an overlap. He hits the accelerator. Here comes the cover. He's ankle tapped by Peter Martin. Martin did the ankle tap. Conlon lying on top of him. Now it's Johnston straightening it. Oh, he's cut right through. Here's the try to Burgess. Burgess will come around to better the position. What a St George try. They've been building up to that for the last 10 minutes. And in the end, some very thin North Sydney defence, easily penetrated by Brian Johnston.
Good play indeed. Johnston taking a step, realising that North Sydney hadn't got themselves recovered. There you see two Bears colliding with each other. The simplest of tries. That was started well down in their own half when we saw Wolford make a great break further down the field. But watch the step. There you can see the disarray of the defence. That's what happens when you don't come up in one line. He kept his cool. The centre slipped the ball out. And Glenn Burgess won't get an easier one than that. Good play. It was always on the cards. So often this year we've seen tries come right back 70 metres downfield.
Another accurate kick from O'Connor. St George recovering from an early North Sydney raid. Look at that, 10 points ahead. This is what happened from the scrum. Remember this? Quickly along the line, and Wolford.
This is a great run by the wingman, but look at the second row, Lennon. Martin, sorry. Martin just ankle tacked him. Now it's from this position that they score the try.
It's Haddock who's tackled. St George 3 goals and a try in this first half. Jarvis. It's Guida. Last tackle on its way. 20 seconds left in this half. Funnel. A little kick. O'Connor chasing it. The bounce. Yes. Now an opportunity if he can get rid of this ball. But it's a handover. Time just about up. Bella held as the siren goes for half-time. And it's a half that the North Sydney side and their coach will not be happy about. They had their chances in the first 15 minutes. They didn't score the points. And in fact, through the boot of O'Connor and some excellent backing up that led to a Burgess try, it's St George who are leading 10-0. So St George with the breeze coming from almost across the ground behind the referee, a nor'easter I think you'd call it today. It's not very strong. May just help St George a bit in this half. And away goes Lennon off Conlon, back towards the quarter. So St George lead by 10 points, but North showed that they can make breaks, but they just couldn't finish it off in the first half. That's Cross.
By the same token, Jim, I'm sure that Masters would have told St George, let's just contain them.
What an error.
Yeah, and hope for something like that.
Gavin Jones dropping the ball there. And already a chance for St George. Johns dropped it, but it's still alive to Wolford. Wolford having a big first half. Lots of very confident running at the ball. That's Jarvis. Guida. Johns in the middle. And he's given a penalty.
Well, it's got Bella for not being behind play the ball or to one side.
He's on his pet side, and he's hit it straight again. 12-0 St George lead. 2 minutes gone into the second half. On the blind, there's a bit of space. Funnel. It's Johns. Last tackle coming up. Now to Funnel. The long kick to Conlon. Conlon over towards Lennon's wing. Another big run by Conlon. Look at this. Look at this. He's got support. He's gone straight through them.
Great run.
Here come the Bears. MacArthur. That's Cannon with Tate. Lennon. I don't know whether Lennon even saw that. I think he's still in a daze. It wasn't a great pass and he was coming back in field, but North Sydney, an incredible run by Conlon. Didn't have any support in the end. Teasdale to Bella. Bella having another very strong game, taking it up beautifully all day. Right over the top.
North Sydney have to look for more runners. It's been Bella all the time in the forwards. It's been making progress.
Conlon with Kiss for the corner. Here comes Kiss. Oh, and they've covered him. O'Connor took him down. MacArthur with Graham. Good ball to Conlon, who scores under the posts. At last they've scored, and it was a deft little pass from that champion forward, Mark Graham, that made North's first points of the day.
This is what makes rugby league worthwhile watching. It's only a short one, takes on the opposition, takes the man out, the gate's open, and this kid's done everything in attack, Paul Conlon. Linked up well, really good play out wide, a good run by Kiss, and a desperate attempt by O'Connor saved the day, but in the end probably cost him an extra 2 points. Watch the Kiwi, pulls in the man into the gap, straightens up,
and he does. So only 6 points separate the teams now. It's taken North a long time to get on the board. Walsh half through.
It's good running by Walsh.
Funnel with Fafita. Here's a good break by St George. Can they finish it? O'Connor. And Fafita was taken out of the play after dispatching the ball. Linane, oh, well handled by Selby, and they've still got it going. Johns will play it. Awful play the ball there. Could have been a penalty, and it will be.
Well, Gavin Jones interfered, touched the ball, and that's enough. Making no attempt to get back on side. And there you see, just touched his left foot.
O'Connor keeps his record intact today. St George go ahead by 8 points again. That's Guida back to Haddock.
You've got to take your hat off to the St George front row, Jim. They really have worked hard the second half. Tackled, taking the ball up, steadied things down.
Here's Linane. Good bust by Linane. Now have they got the finishing touch? That's Johns. O'Connor. Last tackle for St George. Johns a dummy half. Count starts again, touched by Norths. Johns to play it. Funnel.
Well, Linane is down in the back play.
Jarvis threw it anywhere. Wolfert's come up with it and he'll score. Great determination by Ricky Wolfert, who had some magic runs in the first half. And he scored what could be the deciding try here.
Well deserved. A good play by the hooker. A switch round. Saw Walsh run through. Jarvis gets the ball away. Determination. Out of my way. and that's well deserved. He hasn't seen the ball much in the second half.
This is his 6th shot. And it looks straight again. 2 more points. What a day he's having. 6 out of 6. And St George lead by 14 points.
Now Stevie Lane is off.
Well, on the performance of the forwards, they've really worked as a unit.
McCaffrey to MacArthur. Casey's ball to Tate. Bumped out there by Johns. It's been a good go between those two in the second half when Johns was moved from the wing to the centres. Tate polished him off once there. Now he's come back. Hansen struggling with Walsh. What a big game Walsh has had. Cross. McCaffrey. McCaffrey away. MacArthur. And the kick goes straight to Haddock. Haddock finds a runner. Burgess. Guida. Robinson. Selby. Jarvis left it behind. That's Morris. Haddock. And Haddock, a good little kick here down towards the quarter, but Conlon's there. Will this be another run of his? No room. Kiss. McCaffrey's kick. Cannon's got it. Another kick. And now Morris gets it to O'Connor. Well, it was anyone's guess that time, and St George may be fortunate to have come up with it. The bounce went their way.
I get the impression now, Jim, that St George, for the first time this year, are enjoying their football.
That's Walsh.
Everyone keen to get in there.
Guida.
What a great game this hooker's had.
Haddock. Here comes Wynn. Look out. He's close. He's there. We'll have a look at this one. So Graham Wynn, 2 tries as a replacement last week. He scored again this week. Here's the kick from Haddock.
Superb, this one. Well planned. No fluke about it. The strength in this man is fresh. That's 3 tries. 2 last week. Spot on. He held his run right to the last second. And the strength did the rest.
And there it is, goal number 7 from 7 attempts. And there's the siren. It's all over. St George, in the end, very convincing winners over North Sydney, despite the fact that for the first 15 minutes it was all the Bears here at the cricket ground.